Welcome back. Joining me is Laura Lydy, Director of Guitar Studies at IPFW, and guitarist Kurt Roembke. Thank you both for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Laura, we'll start with you. You're the Director of the Guitar Program here at IPFW. Tell us a little bit about the program, how long it's been going, what your general philosophy is of teaching guitar.
The guitar department is well established at IPFW. We've included guitar pretty much in the entire history of the music department. And essentially it keeps getting stronger and stronger. We're getting more students in terms of numbers. The level of playing is becoming much more advanced. And the idea is to essentially expose the guitar player that perhaps comes from a more popular background, exposing them to classical music repertoire, the technique, and building their awareness of that style of playing.
So you emphasize classical music, yet many of the students who come to you have various backgrounds, rock, jazz, all kinds, right?
Correct.
And they pretty much hone in on classical while they're
Yes.
here.
So they really have to shift gears, and they have a very limited amount of time to get up to speed in that style of playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite a different approach to playing. It's almost like playing a different instrument altogether because the technique is so different.
Right. Kurt, you're a student here. What year are you in school?
I'm a sophomore this year.
And you're majoring in guitar?
Mm-hmm. And recording technology,
And in the music technology program. Great. How long have you been playing, and how did you get your start?
Well, I started lessons at a really early age, just learning how to read music and all that. But so I played most of my life kind of casually, but my senior year I started back up with Laura in lessons and to prepare for my freshman year at IPFW.
Did you always play classical then, or did you play rock or jazz?
I focused on improv, blues and stuff, and it was mostly just a way to have fun with friends, and I also did some jazz in school.
Right, played jazz band and so on.
Mm-hmm.
What were some of the challenges that you found coming to IPFW and majoring in essentially the whole guitar, classical guitar, and mastering the classical guitar repertoire?
Well, at first it was just a completely different thing than what I was used to. The whole technique is completely different from normal guitar, so that took a lot of time to get used to. But then mostly just the study habits. Through high school, I didn't have to do too much work to do well in high school. But then when I came into college, it was like to practice guitar, 2-3 hours a day, every day is definitely a different thing than just going to high school and playing every once in a while. So it becomes more of a schedule, and you have to do it every day, or else you won't get any progress.
Absolutely, yeah. Music students practice very, very hard on top of their studies. Laura, how many students are there in the guitar studio now?
We have 16.
I see. And do they come from? When they come here to IPFW, do all of them know how to read music, or do you train them, or what's your criteria for admitting them into the program?
If they don't know how to read music, they show aptitude for guitar playing or strong musician skills in general, they're admitted on the pre-music level. And by the time they have 2 semesters to get up to speed to be admitted as a music major, by that time then they have to already have some well-established reading skills and well-established classical technique.
So they have a year to get up to speed, learn how to read music, and then sight read?
Yes.
I see.
And they need that not only for their guitar studies, but for all of their other core music courses. They need to have music reading skills to survive music theory and piano and all of that.
I like your use of the word survive. That's what I hear a lot. I survived music theory. We also teach, just digressing for a minute, we also teach here guitar for the non-major, musical expression. And one of the neat things about the campus is all day long you see students just walking around with guitar cases, and they're not necessarily like Kurt, majoring in guitar, but they might be a business major or what have you. What's the importance of that on campus, and do you teach those classes as well?
I do teach those, and those are wonderful classes in my opinion. I really enjoy teaching them, and the students really gain a lot. That class works on learning how to play chords, accompanimental style of playing guitar, how to read music, limited music theory, but it all culminates in their own songwriting project.
Oh, wow.
And then the students perform it for the rest of the class as their final exam. So they cover a lot of ground in that course, and some of them do so well. It's so impressive to see what they come up with in those projects.
And what do you think the value is of a non-music major learning how to play guitar or music as part of their college curriculum?
I think it's learning how to express themselves through this medium of music and having a very personal relationship with it, and being able to express their individual personality and what they come up with in that songwriting project.
I see. And Kurt, do you also write music, or you just as well?
Actually, yeah. Recently, I've been working on an album of my own that I'm kind of using it to sort of break the flow of just studying classical guitar. And I mean, that's great, but after a while, you need to do some other things with music before you lose sight of what music truly is. And so to do something creative with it is definitely a nice breath of fresh air.
Okay. On April 11th, we're going to have a performance. The Guitar Ensemble is going to perform an evening of solos, correct, Laura?
On the 11th, the Guitar Ensemble will be playing ensemble repertoire.
We'll play ensemble repertoire. And so what can we expect to hear on the 11th?
We're doing some transcriptions. We're doing some Frescobaldi Baroque dances. We'll be doing a arrangement of Mozart's Eine kleine Nachtmusik. We'll be doing some Spanish repertoire, so a very varied program in that regard. Some duets as well, Ponce, a Mexican composer.
I see, but they're all going to be playing together, and we're going to hear them in just a minute as well.
Right. It'll be a mixture of duos, trios, and quartets.
Okay, but then Kurt, on April 18th, just a week later, we're going to have another guitar recital, but all solos, correct? On the 18th. And are you going to play?
Yes, I will. I haven't chose exactly which piece I'm going to play yet, but one of the solo pieces that I've been working on for my upper D for the end of the semester. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Recently, you guys returned from Valparaiso, MidAmerica Guitar Conference, correct?
Guitar Ensemble Festival.
Right. And do you go there every year?
Yes, we usually attend the festival. The festival rotates to a different college each year.
Right, it was here not too long ago, maybe
In
4 or 5 years
07.
ago. Yeah. How'd it go? How did it go at the festival?
It was very rewarding. It was one of the largest festivals in the history of the festival. It was its 20-year anniversary, and we had over 250 classical guitarists participating for the weekend.
Wow, and Kurt, you learned a lot there too. Did you go?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
And we got to play a master class with one of the 4 of the LAGQ, the LA Guitar Quartet, and so that was an honor to be able to learn directly from one of them. So
wow, they're really good. I've heard them perform. They're fantastic. Kurt, what in your mind, what is the most difficult part of studying guitar at college?
I think mostly just finding how to push yourself in order to get better is difficult, especially these last 2 semesters for me. I've hit this point where I'm not sure what exactly I need to do to get higher in playing level, and that's what Laura does, is sort of guides you with that, and it's just a challenge because you hit a point where you're not sure how do you get better after this, and you have to start working on different things, and you have to work on your technique. And it's a lot of doing things that don't necessarily give you direct reward, but will reward you later. And so you have to remember that as you're practicing.
Is it kind of like working out? I mean,
yeah, kind of. Like you don't see any direct results, it seems. You never do. But later on, when you see a picture of yourself like a month later, it looks a lot different. So I think that's a lot like how it is, actually.
A lot of people, when they see a guitarist play, Laura, they look at the left hand, and it's all over the place and up and down the frets. But for many of us that play, it's really the right hand that's very tricky as well in getting this hand correct, if you're a right-handed guitarist.
particularly in the style of playing.
Yes.
Because that's how we generate all the tone and sound that comes out of the instrument. And so playing with a combination of nail and flesh and getting in that real warm, beautiful tone is one of the major hurdles to...
Tell me about it. I know. I've been practicing, and I would love to have better tone as well. You know what? We're going to take some time. We're going to listen to the Guitar Ensemble in just a minute. I want to thank you both for coming on the show and sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.
For more information about the IPFW Department of Music, visit ipfw.edu/music, or for tickets to the Guitar Ensemble, call 481-6555. Arts Weekly airs every week, Tuesday through Thursday on College Access Television and most Sundays on WFWA PBS 39. You can also see us on YouTube and Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Chuck O'Connor. Thanks for tuning in to Arts Weekly. Join me next week with Mary Ann Kane and George Calamaris from the IPFW Department of English and Jeff Kazaza from the IPFW Department of Theater. See you next time. Now let's listen to the IPFW Guitar Ensemble Trio.